Hi Polly, how are you? So this is gonna be our reading today, and to those who are watching and would like to enter the next draw for a reading like this, you can enter on my Patreon page. You can find the link below, and if you pledge $2, that's gonna give you access to my Patreon feed, where you can find a lot of videos, exclusive videos that were not posted on YouTube. So you might want to check that out. And the same amount is going to mean that you can enter the reading pool, and your name is going to be added to the draw next month. So you have until the end of the month to enter. Now, back to the reading. Polly, you asked me about your love and health, and about how to regain or how to cultivate passion and vitality in your life, which is an excellent question, and I find it really impressive that you decided to make a connection with these two things, because it instantly reminded me of Leo, the energy of the fifth house, because the fifth house is, in astrology, it's the house which is responsible for our creative energies, our libido, our passion for life, and our vitality. So I also feel that your capacity for love and creativity and your health and vitality are naturally connected. So we can deal with this question as a holistic entity. So I'm going to do some more shuffling, and then we're gonna get into the reading in a minute. So health and vitality and love and passion, creative passion. It's all about creativity. It's all about bringing something new, something fresh into your own life. And I find that it's natural that sometimes the desire to create, or the desire to have a relationship, fluctuates. So it might be natural to some extent what you're feeling, but it also can be a sense of being stuck or feeling stagnant. So we're gonna see if you can do something about it, or if you should do something about it. Alright. So this is gonna be a freestyle reading, which, by the way, you can order from my blog via PayPal, or you can also order it on Patreon if you're interested. Freestyle readings are great because when there is no specific question, or when the question is so broad or so out of the ordinary, it's really easy to work with this kind of reading type because it allows for a lot of intuitive freedom. And in the case of Polly, so in the case of you, Polly, I felt like your question wasn't a typical question about finance or romance or health. I felt like there was a deeper understanding behind it, an understanding of your own problem, that is indicative of a level of freedom that I would like to approach with this type of reading that has less boundaries and gives me a free hand, so to say. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm trying to feel the energy of each card, and I'm trying to find a card that speaks to me. So, again, health, vitality, love. Alright, so we're gonna pick one card for you as you are right now. Your energy levels, your level of vitality as you are right now. And now we're gonna pick one card for the obstacle, perceived or real, that stands between you and an improved version of you. Alright. And let's see where you can go from here. So let's see the purpose. Or let's see the best available version of you. The most passionate, the most creative, the most loving, the healthiest, the one that should be your goal to reach. And we have one reverse card already, which is your present state. Let me just cleanse the cards a little bit. This is a protective layer of psychic energy that I'm now drawing next to the cards, around the cards, so that this reading is protected. Alright. zoom in on these cards so you can see them better. Okay. So what we have here first is your present state of energy, and this is called Eon in this deck, and I would like to show it to you from up close. This is what it looks like, and it's in reverse, and this is the Judgment card. In traditional decks, but in this deck it's called Eon, and Eon means a new era, a new phase of your life, and also a need to renew yourself, to be reborn in a way, which is, I think, a very common and repeated theme in everybody's lives. So we have this in reverse. This is in reverse, which means that there's a delay. There's a need for a big transition, and it's already inevitably happening to some extent, but there's resistance somehow. There's a delay in this process, and what stands between you and your best version of yourself is balance. It's called balance, but it's justice in traditional tarot, which is another major arcana card. And so these two major arcana cards indicate that you are in the middle of some really big changes that you're trying to avoid. And because you are in this headspace where you're really focused on some kind of a balance or some kind of a perceived idea of or perceived need for fairness, that causes you to be stuck somehow. And so what I really get from this is that there's a lack of spontaneity and too much fixation on justice. So you might have been hurt, or you might have had problems with people, legal issues or otherwise, that are, or just a lack of fairness in society, or a feeling that you need to retaliate for something. I really get the sense that there is a vengeful side to you that maybe even you don't want to admit to yourself. So what I see here is a lack of peace, a lack of real balance. It's it shows that you're out of balance and you have certain ideas of how that balance should be achieved, but those ideas are wrong and not organic. They're coming from the intellect, the mind, the ego, and these are trapping your energies. And these thoughts are all turned towards the past and not towards the future. And that is a problem in this case. So what we see here is a beautiful, natural, regenerative process that is happening, and it's concerning your health and your love life too. But there is a great deal of attachment to some ideas, to some artificial ideas of how things should be, that are keeping you back. So, what you could be doing to get over this maze that was created by your mind, what you could do is you could focus on something very practical, because we have the Page of Pentacles here, and the Page of Pentacles is a beautiful, wonderful card, and it's a card of new beginnings. But instead of focusing on the world of ideals, ideology, or maybe even some kind of religious dogma, or I just really feel that you're trapped by somebody else's ideas of how life is supposed to be, how balance is created in the world. But the truth is that balance is not created by people. Balance is created naturally by the universe, and we might perceive it as chaos. We might think of it as things not making any sense, but in the great scheme of things, everything does make sense. And so your lack of passion, your lack of vitality, your lack of lust for life comes from this theory that you only deserve to have a good love relationship or to be healthy if you do X and Y. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, is that you have the understanding of a human being who's trying to make sense of the chaos, and your own sense of justice, which is, by the way, a great thing, and it's a very human thing, but sometimes we can take it too far. So your own sense of fairness is turning yourself into your own worst enemy, because you scrutinize yourself just as much as you judge others, because you feel like in order to be able to a good person, a good citizen, or a good human being, you need to meet certain standards or requirements. But the truth is, it's not how life really works, and that's not how you should try to deal with your problem. And I also get the sense that these ideas that I've just been talking about, these are very deeply subconscious, so these aren't reflected in your daily life necessarily. So you're not a judgmental person, and you're not overly critical, but you have these sounds, these voices inside of you that might come from your upbringing or society or some other source, something outside of yourself that you internalized. And this is when you start self-sabotaging yourself. So there is not a moral or ethical or right way to obtain things, because I feel that your transformation is about accepting gifts. If you look at this card, let me show it to you. So she has this kind of plate or shield in her hand, and that represents a gift that she has just been given, a gift of a new life. And as you can see, it's the yin-yang symbol in there, the symbol of true balance. And so the gift that she's been given is something that she should share, and she is willing to share. So I feel that you have a problem with accepting help, accepting gifts, and believing that you deserve good things based on some unnatural ideas about being worthy, being good. So the advice here, just to cut it short, is that you should be more focused on practical blessings that come from the universe. So for example, if you're dealing with health problems, and you have a day where you're not feeling that bad, or you feel a sense of improvement, you should really try to capitalize on that and draw more energy from it, because it's a gift from the universe. Every time you receive any kind of help, try to cultivate a feeling of gratefulness, because that is going to be the way to your renewal. And I can most certainly say that there are some gifts coming your way. So I really hope that you like this reading. thank you everybody for watching, and see you soon.